You've probably heard the idea, right? That math is the secret language of the universe. That it's the one single key to unlocking all of its mysteries. It's a really cool thought, but what if it's not the whole story? What if it's just plain wrong?
Well, some thinkers argue that this very idea is, and I quote, nonsense. This quote really throws a wrench in that popular belief, suggesting that math isn't some kind of hidden magic. It's something else. So if math isn't the only key, then what in the world is? That's the big question we're going to dig into. How do we actually make sense of reality if there's no single magic bullet? The answer, as it turns out, is pretty cool.
See, the answer isn't one key, it's three. Three different keys that have to work together perfectly.
It's better to think of it not as a key, but as a toolkit. A toolkit with three essential but very different disciplines inside: mathematics, physics, and philosophy. Each one has a unique and absolutely critical role to play. So let's grab the first tool.
Our first key is all about description. And yeah, this is where math shines. Think of math as the ultimate tool for, well, describing things. Its main job isn't to explain anything, but to describe the world with incredible precision. It gives us the language and the rules to map out reality in a way that's consistent and super accurate.
This house analogy makes it super clear. Math is the blueprint. It can tell you the exact dimensions of the house, every angle, every length, down to the millimeter. But a blueprint can't tell you why a support beam needs to go right there, or how gravity is going to pull on the roof. It only describes what is there. For the why, we're going to need our next key.
And that leads us straight to our second key: explanation. A perfect description is great, but it's not enough, right? We need to know how and why things actually work.
And this is where physics steps onto the stage. Physics is the engine of explanation. It takes those super precise mathematical descriptions and builds models that explain what's going on underneath. It answers the how and the why that math by itself just can't touch.
Let's go back to our house. If math is the blueprint, then physics is the engineering report. The report uses physical laws like gravity, tension, and stress to explain why the design on the blueprint is going to work, why the house won't fall down. And of course, it's packed with math. It relies on all those calculations to prove its points. So we've got description and explanation, but we're still missing one final crucial piece.
And that brings us to our third and final key: understanding. This is all about making sense of the whole picture, and maybe most importantly, learning to trust what we figured out.
This is the job of philosophy. Once math has described something and physics has explained it, philosophy gives us the framework to interpret it. It's what pushes us to ask the bigger questions, like what does this discovery actually mean? Or can we really be sure this knowledge is true? To finish our house analogy, philosophy is the architect's vision. It asks the questions the other two can't. Not just, will the house stand? But what's the purpose of this house? Does this design actually make people's lives better? Is it a good home? It deals with the meaning and ethics that blueprints and engineering reports just don't cover.
You know, there's this really powerful idea that both physics and mathematics are actually just specializations of philosophy. This really drives home that philosophy isn't some extra thing tacked on at the end. It's the foundation, the bedrock that the other sciences grew out of to solve very specific kinds of problems.
So let's put it all together. Let's take a look at how this complete toolkit for understanding reality actually works.
Okay, here's the simple breakdown. You've got mathematics. Its job is describing. It tells us the what. In our analogy, it's the blueprint. Then you've got physics. Its job is explaining the how and why. That's the engineering report. And finally, you have philosophy, which gives us understanding. It answers the all-important so what question. That's the architect's vision. Each one is totally different, but you absolutely need all three to build the house.
So really, the big takeaway is that understanding our world is a team sport. It's not about finding one secret key. It's about using the right tools for the right job. Math describes, physics explains, and philosophy helps us understand what it all means and why we should trust it.
And this toolkit isn't just for scientists and philosophers, It's for all of us. The next time you come across a new idea, just ask yourself, is this describing something? Is it explaining something? Or is it helping me understand the deeper meaning? So the real question I want to leave you with is, how are you going to use this toolkit to build your reality? Thanks for listening.